Hey everyone, welcome back to the Economy of Nothing podcast. I'm your host, Mike Allen, the man, the myth, the legend, aka Mr. Green, aka Business Mike. Welcome to the Economy of Nothing podcast. We talk about anything, everything, and also nothing. On this week's episode of the podcast, we're going to talk about government shutdown. How long can it last? Who knows? Elon Musk, $1 trillion pay package. Should the people do it? Probably not. Also going to be the villain of our new animated series, The Economy of Nothing, the cartoon show. We're going to go possibly look at the Marvel's Fantastic Four movie review. We might touch on it. We might not. We might push it till next week. Who knows? Trying to get in the algorithm here. Gremlins 3. Why? Just why? There's no reason for it. I can be honest and say that. Miss Piggy is getting her own solo film because fuck it. Why not? The studio, Seth Rogen's The Studio show made a joke about Kool-Aid, and they said anything's good to go. But the one good thing to talk about this week is Brendan Fraser and Rachel Weisz are coming back to make another Mummy sequel, something I can actually get on board with as far as sequels go. I'm followed today by my co-host, Mike Bedont, aka the Kanye West of cartooning, aka the Captain. Mike, say hello.
Hello, Mike. That was a fantastic opening by a man who knows what he's doing. You know what I mean? And I think that should be applauded by someone hitting a like button. Not for me, not for the channel, for Mr. Green doing such a fantastic intro. If you've made it this far, why not do it? What else? You know what I mean?
Get a like, a subscribe, share, and review. Do whatever you got to do here in the Economy of Nothing. We have a little slang we call it. It's like a lick-a-ba-dick-a-doo, but it changes every day.
We have a little slaying.
Yeah. The acronym's hard to say. Sorry. But, just go with it. Thanks, listeners, for coming back. If it's your first time, welcome. Please feel free to check out theeconomyofnothing.com. Check out the Codex. Go to the Patreon. Please drop some money in the bucket for us over there. If you can. Mike Bedont still doesn't have a job.
Join the Ranger program or whatever it says. That
Ranger
can't
program.
Make sense. That can't make sense. I should probably do something with the Patreon, right? Other than post content there constantly.
I'm pretty sure our whole backup plan is to just have eventually 10 years of content, and then one day when the universe is just void of content, it's like this guy made a show that no one's made a show of this yet, and then Netflix will eventually have to buy us. Is our point?
At some point, Disney will own all of the IP but mine, right? And then they'll have to buy me.
However, I don't think it's going to be Disney that's left around at this point, based off market capitalization. And yes, we're a show about the real economy of nothing. The great thing about our show is we combine real aspects of the economy we have today and shove it into our cartoon, and we nitpick it and break it apart and kind of show how everything's broken and how once you look at it too hard, you kind of feel a little depressed, but you're a little hopeful, but also what do you do now? I guess you just make another podcast. Either way, welcome. Speaking of the real economy, nothing what's happening outside right now. The government shutdown, longest than ever in history. Mike Bedont, or Captain, depending on who wants to touch on this. What do you think of that, Mike? What do you think is going on right now?
Well, it is interesting how the government can be shut down, and yet so much of it isn't, right?
Yes.
And it kind of, I don't know. I think that that's where I'm kind of stuck when I think about it, is the idea that but it isn't though, right? And why?
Isn't this just a tool that they're trying to use to get their, I think it's something about SNAP benefits. They always claim it's something, but SNAP benefits got cut off. It's a lot of money that could reduce some revenues or something out there. Yeah.
A lot of it's what about the furloughs and the flights and stuff, right? But the real problem becomes what this stuff does is eat away at all of our backup shit, right? Yeah. Because there's a delay in the SNAP benefits and stuff, right? There's that eats into food stores. So later a thing that we couldn't have prevented, there won't be enough something for it, right? You know what I mean?
Yes. Yes.
We're wasting emergency funds on a man-made disaster.
Yes, and let me ask you this, Mike. Do you think our forefathers would do a government shutdown?
I mean, they shut down the government of England pretty good. But
do you think we would shut the government down for tea? Would this be another Boston Tea Party?
Dude, this isn't like a thing that used to happen. This is like such a like our current generation of like bullshit politics that government shutdowns aren't like a commonplace thing. I don't know when they like maybe like the 90s when like, you know, Bill Clinton and all that shit went crazy, right? And like everyone lost their minds. Like,
so can I let me cut you off here. Like, here's where I think we're at, right? I actually have something pretty profound to say about the government shutdown, as you know, Mr. Green.
Thank you for your service, by the way.
Thank you,
Mr. Green.
In general,
pilot of the
in
moonshine.
general, government shutdowns don't really mean anything. The only thing that shuts down is the perception of the government. It's usually for a reason, and it's usually behind closed doors. And maybe a couple of them are like kicking back and playing tennis and not doing anything. But you know, probably a lot of them are trying to do some sort of chess maneuver to get someone to do the other, to get one side to either look a certain way or get the other side to do something. Either way, I don't think that's the way democracy is supposed to work. I think it's supposed to work in, you know, where we all work together to find the common need. But I don't think it's worked like that for a very long time. The biggest issue right now is the traffic controllers and the FAA not getting paid. I personally know some traffic controllers from my time in the military, and it is a stressful job. Those guys work all the time, and if you're interested, go out there and watch the John Oliver Last Week Tonight on HBO if you can. If not, go to the YouTube clip, and you can watch the FAA video on how bad it is before the government shutdown. And you want to talk about anxiety about getting on planes, folks? It's there. It's already been a month. We're going on 2 now, and longest ever. It's not good. I actually just had a friend die not too long ago due to an air traffic accident. So it's like, you know, I hope everyone out there stays safe and really, and I really do believe in this. You know, after a month of not getting paid and having to do an already stressful job, you got to assume the people going in there, like, I mean, they're the closest thing to real life heroes that we have today because they're the only ones keeping it, like planes not crashing into each other.
Are you reading this?
No, this is generally how I feel in general because I do believe. Yeah.
I want you to look me in the eye and think that you think the closest thing we have to real life heroes are air traffic controllers.
Yeah, I mean, there's the only glory they have is getting people on the ground safely, and everyone just assumes that they can do it.
Hey, listen,
and they're not getting paid.
Don't get me wrong, man. Don't get me wrong. I'm good on them, and it sucks they're not getting paid. Having to work for no pay is slavery, just so everyone's clear, right? That's my stance on. But like,
imagine those people are
let's tone. Listen, if there's an air traffic controller, listen, I want you to know, like, I'm with you, brother. But like, you're now listening to this and like, yeah, come on, like, you know. But it is also just a job, right? We're in like that's a little high stakes territory, right? Like that's like during COVID.
Most of the people that do air traffic control are either current active duty military or veterans. So heroes, Mike, heroes.
Listen, Mike,
on 2 standards, 2 fronts.
Listen, you know,
I'm sorry for his ignorance. Everyone clearly doesn't know a thing or two.
No, Mike, it's one of those things where, you know, you take a man's got to have a code, right? And my code is that we just can't make blanket statements like this. Do you know what I mean? It's just like, this is how we get in trouble. This is like the problem with society. It's like, no, let's just allow a blanket statement to be made that we know is not true because like it feels good and it might hurt someone's feelings to say otherwise, right? Like I'm with air traffic control, and they don't have to be the next great American hero to deserve to be paid for their fucking jobs.
Listen, you know, as a
former
captain as yourself, it's weird that you hate veterans. That's all I'm saying. Anyways, next topic. Let's get into.
God damn you, Mike. I mean,
Captain,
greedy.
I've been telling you got to get rid of that.
You know what? This is probably like the cap. Like the captain. The other veterans wouldn't like the captain, probably, right?
Yeah, the captain, they would hate him.
Because he's the one that's like, I don't know if we should have fought the Robo-War. And they're like, no, we're all veterans of the Robo-War. Stop telling us
like, go fuck yourself. Yeah, we all didn't get paid a bunch of money and get to retire on a beach and then decided I was bored and wanted to come back to work. So that's how the other vendors would think the captain is. The captain, clearly, the economy of nothing. If you're a new first-time listener, the captain, main protagonist of the show, that's his backstory. Retired, gets out of retirement, comes to work for Mr. Green, the Nothing Corp.
I think that everyone listening to this podcast, even just people casual, everyone understands that, right? People know what's going on here. This isn't confusing to anyone,
Listeners,
is it?
If you know what's going on here, please like, subscribe, share, and review. Also, leave a comment and tell us what's going on here. I'd like to know. Anyway, in the show, we have the typical bad guy, and as usual, as much in real life, the bad guy is not a person, it is a corporate entity, but that corporate entity is ruled by somebody with a hammered fist, and it's called the Nothing Corporation, and I think a good leader of the Nothing Corporation that is this corporate entity that would literally, in the show, the Nothing Corp just basically is just what, like if... I don't know, oppression was a company, it would be the Nothing Corporation. And I think what's happening right now in real life with Elon Musk in his $1 trillion pay package with Tesla is just a blatant grab at wanting to be the bad guy on our show.
It's so much money. It almost makes it seem like all money's made up. Do you know what I mean?
It's not right. I really hope it doesn't go through. You don't know. You don't want someone to have $1 trillion, dude.
I think it did.
Of course it did. Cool.
But yeah, well, you know what I was thinking as you were saying that, in part, the show's set in the distant future, partly to I don't know, trick people into not knowing that we're preaching to them all the time or whatever.
Yes.
But also partly just because I hate in Futurama how it is so the year it came out. You know what I mean? They're we're all gonna get the iPhone 7, and it's an iPhone, but it's that's not, I don't know, it's not timeless. I don't know. There's something
I think what you're talking about is the jokes in The Simpsons are the same, but the setting feels like in the show the setting feels futuristic, but the setting feels the same now. That is a good point. Would it feel different if we're in the future?
Whereas there's The Simpsons, The Simpsons is less referential to its time than Futurama, despite the fact that Futurama is set in the future.
Yes.
This if you watch old Simpsons, they're not constantly going, "Hey, it's the year it is." I mean, they will, but you know what I mean? It's not
it's the classic. The reason that happens, I think, it's the same reason why you chose it for our show, right? Because parody, you can do a lot with parody when you are talking about something in the future or the past. But if you compare it to today's world, it's hard to do parody because it's just you're more likely to get sued.
Yeah, I mean, well, also, I think part of the thing too is and it's I think how all these corporations have, in their marketing and stuff, have gotten lost and they don't know how to market anything, and everyone's this is woke and that's this and this is this other stuff, is they've put too many hats on too many hats, and they don't understand that oh, well, also maybe you could get a message to someone if you didn't tell them you were trying to give you that message, right? They're when they're in Star Wars or whatever, and they're there's gonna be gay people in this one of Star Wars or whatever. It's oh, well, that's not gonna no one's gonna feel anything from that, right? You know how sometimes people will put a gay couple in a show, and then they don't really comment on it, and then people will say oh, I saw them on this show and it made me know more about a thing or whatever, right? But if you say hey, this show's about this thing, then you immediately give up the game, right? Or does that make sense?
No, not at all, Cap.
I did it again. Well.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, I wasn't going that much.
I know that it could be one of the problems.
Well, if it was interesting, I'd listen. I have legend. Okay. Anyways, all right. So, Captain, I do have a hypothetical question for you. We're in the car. We're driving. Okay.
Well, no, this is
my laser whip.
No, we got totally lost, right? Wasn't the point was Elon Musk and the Nothing Corporation, right?
Oh,
and
yeah.
And to loop it all the way back around, and man, I'm good at this shit, is what I was trying to say. Is we just kind of have to consider that Elon Musk is the template of the head of a company for our time, right? That's everyone's reference point who will watch the show.
All right, this is a question for Mike Padone. Mike Padone, you have strong feelings about Elon Musk. You're one of the first people to expose a lot of things about him that I did not know, and I think probably a lot of listeners don't know either. I think one of the things that you first told me is that he never actually did anything on PayPal. He didn't invent PayPal; he just bought it. I think that was number one, and I'm going to let you have a chance to talk. Number two
Well, you go ahead.
He's
I forgot.
He's from South Africa, apartheid money. So he's like, everybody thinks he came here and he just did it on his own, but he actually had like a full bankroll.
Yeah, his family was rich in America, and then they left.
Yeah, and then number three, he actually does like his family does have a lot of Nazi ties. I think that might be a rumor, but I think there's some evidence to prove that. And then number four is the PayPal mafia conspiracy theory, just people like move up in businesses and shit. But they're all kind of like, one of them's like Peter Thiel, and he's one of the guys like way too involved with AI and like controlling the narrative right now. Mike, what are your thoughts on good old Elon? What do you think about it? Do you think he's actually as smart as everybody thinks he is?
No, right? Like it's a question. It's a question I entertain.
No.
It's a question I entertain every now and then.
I think he's
right?
an idiot. Yeah, no. I heard he wears diapers because he snorts too much ketamine.
Yeah, well, he just like quit. Like I've met like Nobel laureates, right? And like they're smart. But they're not like, yeah, I did something at NASA, right? And then like,
no, you fucking did you really?
Yes, I did an interview series or whatever. And anyway, okay. I walked with this guy because we were gonna ride in the back of the car, but we were like, it was a small car. We're both tall guys, and I'm talking to him, and you can tell this guy's smart. But I've never like talked to a guy where I was like, oh, but like. People just, there's not that much breadth in difference of human intelligence. Do you know what I mean? For like the wackiness to make sense. Do you know what I mean? Like when all the other factors are so blatant, when it's like people just like have to believe that little bit of it, right? It's the house of card or whatever.
All right, let me guess. You doing an interview at NASA was you lying for that little bit of the segment to prove your point?
No, I didn't. I did an interview series at NASA. It was a space and systems engineering course. Okay,
maybe you did. First I've heard
it's on the internet, but whatever.
Oh my god! And that's where this guy went to school to be an accountant, and that you saw how that worked out for him.
Well, I went to school to be an engineer.
Did you really
see how that worked out? Yeah, man. Did I ever
you
tell
said
you
were probably going to do? It doesn't matter. I don't want to know. I don't care.
Well, I had the third best robot. And they gave me a D. It was bullshit.
They gave you a D.
Yeah, man. That was some bullcrap. I was like this thing where I was in a group project and everyone kept like dropping out of the group and they kept switching me into groups. And then like the last day, everyone was gone. The last week, everyone was gone. It was just me. And I was like, what am I supposed to do? This? I got kicked out all the other. It was bullshit. Anyway, it's not an interesting story, but yeah.
Certainly didn't sound like it. Anyway, so
Mike you'd like to say it.
Mike Padone. Mike Padone. Or Captain, depending on who wants to answer the question in what order. I do have a hypothetical. Bit of an icebreaker, except the ice is already broken. Legend of Doom. If we always talk about Superman. I believe in the Superman comics, the Legion of Doom, whatever. Yeah. The Legion of Doom. I think in general, the Legion of Doom is a cast of super villains that want to take on Superman or the Justice League or whatever and like take them down.
Super Friends.
Yeah, it's Super Friends with bad guys. But Mike, in real life, I'm pretty sure Elon Musk would be in the real life Legion of Doom as of right now. What would be the Captain's Legion of Doom? Or Mike, who do you think's in the real Legion of Doom right now? Or what do you think?
What a funly open-ended question. I think that like we've talked before. Instead of the Legion of Doom, we can talk about the Dark Orbit, right?
Yes.
That's the Captain's.
Okay,
Legion
so the
Doom,
Dark
right?
Orbit, but everybody didn't know that because why would they have listened to like?
Yeah, but now they do, right? Now we're telling them about the lore of the Dark Orbit. They're like, oh my goodness, what an interesting thing that's happening. Is what they're saying to themselves.
The lore of the Dark Orbit.
as they smash them. Yeah. So right, the thought would be like the Dark Orb, like in my thought of like the first episode, right? Like they take on the space captain or whatever, and they like kind of beat him. And in like so many like 90s cartoons and kid shows or whatever, the end is like the kind of being like talking to someone on like a screen, right? And it's like a tease for the future. And my idea was like, it's like a round table with like some people at it, right? And I was like, and who are they, right? And it's like, oh, well, like all of the factions have a head at the dark. So like even the people competing against each other have, so the space pirates are in the dark orbit, but so's the Nothing Corporation, right?
I get that. But so like the Nothing Corporation is like suits, you know, like a suit guy. Like an Elon
So the
Musk
Nothing
type that always like with his hands like this.
It would be the
like a
CEO.
Lex Smithers,
Dude,
Lex Smithers Simpsons character.
We are so like 1980s businessman, right? Like we never left Donald Trump's in the White House. 90s 80s businessman is the villain, the Lex Luthor template, right? That is the CEO of the Nothing Corporation, who everyone thinks is great and the captain doesn't fucking like. And Mr. Green's like, I don't know why you don't like him. He seems pretty good, right? It's like the one thing they disagree on at some point until the middle of the season, right? When I need to refresh myself on all the episodes. Sorry, I know the fans at home are screaming at me. They know which episode number it is, but
check out the codex.
But when Mr. Green gets shot on the space elevator, right? I think it's when Mr. Green gets shot on the space elevator. Or it's in the episode No Way Out. I don't remember if that's the name of an episode. But right? That's a fun idea, right? So he's there. So then of course there's the we have the Cyber Bandits, I believe. We have
Cyber Bandits.
Yes. Is it the Cyber Bandits? I think it's Cyber Bandits, the Space Pirates, right?
Yes.
And then we have to think that there are like two other companies, right? And then of course the president's there. The president has to be there. The president of Space Cosmos. Well, Mike, you're the one asking me these questions, having no follow-ups, and then not saying anything.
I was going to say, should there be because we have the poo crew in the show. I think that there should be an evil marsupial, like koala, that like is mad at them because they wanted to be a part of the poo crew, but because he's technically not a mammal or bear, he's a marsupial. They won't let him hit it.
So you're saying what you're looking for in this Legion of Doom is the counterparts to the main characters.
A little bit of both, a little bit of A and B. I don't think it has to be so clean cut A. So I definitely like some characters to be
but
like
Mr.
that, but
Green
I also
needs a nemesis. Right.
Yeah, like everybody needs a Reverse Flash in some way. Right.
Okay. I was thinking.
So like, if the Dark Orbit is like literally the leaders of, so let's just say for visual purposes, the Dark Orbit is basically the Mag 7, like CEOs, right? But you could goofy them up, make them look crazy, right? And if you don't know who the Mag 7 CEOs are, that's Mark Zuckerberg, that's Elon Musk, that's Jensen Huang of NVIDIA, that's Jeff Bezos of Amazon, that's Bill Gates and Patricia Neowald. Like they all got like cover CEOs now, but it's still the same people being CEO. You know what I mean? Like you can make those guys look funny, but then each of those guys have like their like lackey crew, and maybe like one person of their lackey crew is a reverse, like your nemesis of Mr. Green, nemesis of the captain, nemesis of Mississippi, nemesis of the poo crew. Because that was fun. That was like when Power Rangers, like when Rita took Tommy and like you're gonna work on my side. Yeah,
I think we totally simplified this, right? And it's 80s businessman is the top of the orbit and he's the top of the Nothing Corporation, right? Okay. Like that, just for simplicity for right now, right? Yeah. And then I think that like let's cut out all the other CEO-y types, right? Let's assume that these are all like conglomerates, and then he meets the Dark Orbit is the big bad face down heel turn versions of them, right? So like the space pirates almost never represent themselves as the space pirates. They're the shipping and the logistics guys, right? Usually it's Buck from shipping and logistics, but then he's like, "Arg, I'm actually running the space scab or whatever." You know?
Please animate all of that. Arg, I'm actually running.
Do you think I could do that? Do you think I could do the
please
face
rip the face off and do that. That'd be great. You have to animate it now.
Okay.
You have to.
All right, Roddy, I'll do it for you, Mike. You do it for me, right?
Absolutely. No, I wouldn't.
Yeah.
All right. Anyways, back to characters. What would be a good nemesis for Mr. Green? I honestly don't. I'm trying to think that. What would be a good nemesis? It would probably so like Mr. Green blazes his own trail, but also stays within the realms of the rules. So it would have to be somebody that like is getting ahead by doing less. You know, like I think Mr. Green's nemesis would be in the organization that he works at. That the dude's doing less work, but getting ahead faster.
So this dude, and this could become like problematic for like for a lot of reasons, but I'm aware it could be, and we're spitballing comedy ideas. But like, so I think there's like since Mr. Green so much wants to like not be seen as a robot, right? And then to your idea of someone taking the easy way out, his nemesis is someone who is turning themselves more
into
robotic or something.
It's like
right?
a cyborg. I think his name should be like Tim, just like Tim really. And I think Tim would think that Mr. Green's really cool, and is part of the inspiration for his cyborg transformation because he would be more optimized and be able to get things done quicker, and it's like all of the upgrades are for work, but they're not. He's actually just doing it. It's kind of like in the sense of like some people work out just to look like they have muscles rather than actually use their muscles. So like he's like, I want to look like that I'm super efficient, so I keep my job so I can actually not do as much work and just kick my feet up and have a good time. So like
he's like, okay, could he be a guy? He's a guy in like a what if he's a guy in a huge muscle suit? Okay. So think about a head. But then like a big muscular guy, but his chest opens up and it's a little tiny skinny man like inside of him kind of thing, like a Men in Black situation where like it's just because he's let his body atrophy, but he wants to look buff, so he has like a human suit that like does all the work for him. Okay, but like he gets to look buff. Does this make any sense? And then he gets to be a big giant guy to like throw them around, which is a thing I kind of want in the show, right? They need a bruiser enemy, right? And I think that like Mr. Green is the heavy of the crew, obviously, right? Like,
okay, yeah, I get it. I like it.
Does that make sense? Does that go against what you were thinking? I
know what you were doing there, and it just seemed like you didn't want to animate a cyborg character.
Oh, okay. No,
I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
No, we can.
But no, you just turn. I know who you want. You want the bruiser fucking skeleton guy. You already have. Listen, I know you're not going to put in more effort than you need to. I already know the character you have in mind to be the nemesis, and it's going to be that fucking bruiser.
I want you to know. Scoliosis and scoliosis came through my head while we were having this conversation. But we're talking about a different guy. Those are already characters. Like, as we're talking about this nemesis, I was doing the thing that you think I'm doing right now, but I already did it. I already dismissed it as an idea. They're two separate characters that I want to do funny, like, two-man comedy bits with you and me. Like, they're somewhere else. This is a different character. So that's not... I just think that this guy needs to be physical. And it would be a robotic body. It just... I guess then he doesn't look robotic, right? So then that becomes the problem. What if he's trying to look like he's a cyborg, but he's actually a little dude in a machine, though?
And I like that, but I just think that like he would also be like super nice, like the way Gabe is on The Office, just like overly nice, but it's all a facade, and he hates that. And Mr. Green's just like, you are such a bullshitter, you fucking fake piece of shit, you know?
So this guy, they work together. This guy works at the Nothing Corporation?
I think it's just like nothing, like, yes, he works for the Nothing Corporation. He's on a separate crew.
Everyone works for the Nothing Corporation, so that's a silly thing. You know
he's
what?
On a separate crew, and he's on a separate crew, and he's the guy that's always perceived to be working, but he's actually not doing any work, and that's because he's realize that if he just keeps upgrading himself to look like he's more valuable than he is, then he actually can do less.
Okay, Mike, I'm on board with this guy being a cyborg, but as a bit for the show, I want you to keep talking this through, but I'm gonna constantly pitch bits for him not to be a cyborg. And my pitch right now is what if he's a multiple man situation and he could like project himself a bunch of places around the ship so people always see him working all over the place. All right?
That's fine. I like a hologram guy. That's fun. I think though he's like
a
overly
cyborg could
nice.
Project it, yeah.
Yeah, I think he's like overly nice, and dramatic, and also in every like he's just like he's using information to fuck you over. The greatest example I could have is.
But isn't that Mr. Green's power to use information to fuck people over?
Right, but his is to like blackmail you.
Okay,
mine is to get like to use it in a
good.
No, mine's the way to use it to me to get ahead. Like I'm not blackmailing anyone to get ahead. But like the other guys is like, okay, so I know that you I don't know, he goes through your trash. You know, because he's not working. Like he's gotta be doing something. Yeah. So he's gotta be the guy that's like, all right, well, I'm gonna go through your trash. I'm gonna read your emails when you're not around. So that he'll have information that he leverages against us to get what he wants.
Could he be?
Because he'd have to, for him to be a Nemesis, he would have to be an actual threat.
So, but he's like fake nice though, right? Like
he is fake nice. He's fake nice to everyone except for Mr. Green.
So, is it like one of those things where like
I think it's just Mr. Green.
Hi everyone, I brought everyone bagels, blah 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 blah. And then he just goes to Mr. Green, he's like, I licked all the bagels, but you could never prove it. And just like walks away or something. Like how does Mr. Green know?
I think for Mr. Green it would be like it's not so much. I don't think Mr. Green would care about that. I think it's in the same way. Mr. Green
wouldn't care if this guy licked all the bagels?
Well, yeah, I would. But no, what I'm trying to say is I think that his Nemesis...
That's disgusting. If you let me eat a bagel someone licked, I would not be happy.
I think Mr. Green is envious of the man's ability to be so selfish and get the job done in a way that gets him ahead. Because I think in Mr. Green's mind, he knows he could do that, but it's like deep down, he knows it's the wrong thing to do. But he is envious of the guy who doesn't give a fuck about the consequences of his actions.
Okay. I can see that.
Yeah.
No, the thing we have to flesh out is what this guy's like.
The problem is I'm trying to like make up a Nemesis that matters, but I don't really have a Nemesis in real life. So it's I can only pull from like annoying qualities.
Like I know what I'm trying to what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to like pull you back. Like, okay, Mike, you've now done too much work, right? It's kind of like with me with the show. It's like, no, we have to go back up closer to the surface. It's like, I need to make sure I can do like the reverse shot stuff efficiently. Do you know what I mean? As opposed to like, who cares what episode 19 is, right? Like,
anyway, we'll figure out more Nemesis later. Let's just go back to the news. Yeah.
No, but what I wanted to know, is like, he needs a gimmick though. He needs like, I know he's a cyborg, but like, does he have a laser eye or like a hand that like, you know what I mean? Like if we're giving everyone a thing, right? I think as like the idea we're like making merchandise also, so they all have to come with like their action grip or so, you know what I mean? Like what's this guy's like weapon of choice or something? You know what I mean? He needs like is it like does his cyborg hand do something cool, or does he like use like an item, right? Because like, you know, like I'm thinking about the Rangers. Alex has his stun balls, and the other one has like his techno whatever the fuck, you know what I mean? And Green has the laser pointer whip, and the captain has his wrist thingamajig.
Yeah,
you know. And
I'm trying to think of something fun and cool, maybe like. But also lame, like nunchucks.
Well, you also all right. So here's what we really need to think about. Like, and maybe you don't have to have the answer now, but right, if him and Green are rivals, Whip v. What is Fun Fight? right?
I
What's
think
like, oh
nunchucks
no.
could be fun, but I know that might be hard to animate.
Well, I'm just thinking like really, I think we could take it to the comments below, right? But I think whip beats nunchuck so hard, right? Because
Okay.
like a nunchuck, you just a thing you swing around, but it's so much shorter than a whip, right? Or like is that crazy, right? Like if Green's like a knock a guy out with a whip kind of action man, you know what I mean? Like
Okay, so something that takes on a laser whip. All right, hold on. There's got to be something out there that can take on a
what
laser
about
whip.
like I'm thinking like is he like maybe like a sword guy, but that doesn't seem
I
as
think he would
fun.
be a
Like
shield guy. And the reason I think, as much as lame as that sounds, is because it is lame.
it
It's
sounds
so
fucking
lame. I think
lame.
that would just be like me, like constantly whipping this dude, and it's just like a shield on him around him the whole
Yeah,
time.
he's
Like,
like tick tick
God,
tick.
this is
But also,
bullshit.
hold on. Producer note. This sounds so easy to animate because he's constantly crouched behind the shield and disagrees doing the same whip animation over and over again.
Yeah, and he's like, "You're such a bitch. Take your
Ding,
whip
ding,
on. Take it."
ding, ding. Yeah. Um. So that part of it I love. From like an entertaining the audience standpoint, also that could be funny as shit. Um,
Yeah,
and I and so right now, I'm like, but rules of the economy of nothing universe, thing created beats thing uncreated. Right now, Gil or whatever this dude's name is, he has a shield. I assume it's a. I'd like it to in my mind as we're talking about that. It's a like a blue like laser shield that's like on his wrist, and maybe like he can even like it can go bigger and like go around him, kind of like a bubble. You like, does that
yeah,
make
that's what I'm
sense?
thinking. And I think the bubble's like gold, like a
Because I
golden
like
bubble.
Mr. Green's laser whip is red because Mr. Green's Darth Vader, right? Don't tell
Yeah,
spoilers, but like,
yeah, yeah. Kind of figured
uh,
that. But
but
yeah, no. But it also makes the laser whip still be a laser, and every time it hits the shield, it's just like like it won't
yeah,
cut
yeah,
through a shield. Yeah,
and then you just do like a little, and then I think you have red. Well, it's pretty sure it's that the red whip hits the blue shield. I do like a orange yellow spark. The colors very simple. We love simple colors. Um, yeah. No, okay. I mean, I think we should come up with something cooler, but like, I think there's absolutely a place in the economy of nothing universe for like this fucking lame dude that's just like there. Like I think that's Mr. Green. It's like Mr. Green's grinding his fucking ass off, and this dude's
yeah.
just like walking around with a fucking blue shield, and he's like, we're the same rank. Like what the
He's got
fuck?
no fucking nothing to worry
He's
about.
got
All
no
the time in the
skills. How's
world.
he doing any of these missions? Like I don't think he couldn't have been there and done the job, right? I've talked
No.
to this dude, like
Yeah. He's dumber than a
yeah,
bag of rocks, but yet he's smart enough to realize how to like keep getting failing upward. You know?
yeah, that's funny.
Yeah. like if he has a budget at all, he's overspent all the time, but somehow it's never his fault.
Oh yeah, it's like on Gil got out of another one. I think. See, here's the thing. I
I like the
really like.
name Gil. Gil is a
I
bad just like don't like Gil. I
I
don't
like
like
the
Gil.
idea. I do like the idea that Gil like presents slightly differently to everyone else, and then like I don't know, maybe this would be crazy, but like he's real like stand up kind, and then like he's just like kind of a little sleazy when he's talking to Green. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
In a
and I
way that
think
like
the last thing I'll say about Gil is related to the Nothing Corp boss, like a distant relative. And that's kind of like nepotism has to be at play, and that's also why I hate him too. Because he
okay,
was just
okay.
born into a better position of moving up, and he
I
doesn't
think
have to
that
do
works.
anything. Yeah,
So I guess what we have to figure out then is if we're thinking about our like building our mafiosa crime board of the Nothing Corporation and the Dark Orbit and all these other things that like lay right on top of each other. Yeah,
there's a lot going on. There's a lot going on.
yeah.
Um,
He has to
and
also then be in charge of one of the quote unquote criminal factions too, right? So he needs to
yes,
be the head of the cyberpunks or whatever the fuck.
I
Yeah.
like the idea of being the head of the cyberpunks, but the cyberpunk's only job is just to like distract and be like a loose. They're just lazy people. They're the NPCs of the world, except they're like doing it on purpose to like slow everyone down.
Yeah, I guess so. That is not very punk, man, but all right. I mean, if David Zaslav will allow us to use the word punk.
First off, it's the most punkest thing you could do in a corporation. It's like, well, because you still have to like get paid. You have to do just enough to not get fired. So the most punkest thing you could do in the Nothing Corp is to just do the bare minimum and try to hinder people from doing other people's, like, finishing their work. So you can get to the next paycheck.
Yeah, probably, right? Like, and I think that's like something we need to explore with like why the like interactions with like the other crews matters in the show sometimes is because like when we notice these things, I think we need to assign them to like a good guy faction or bad guy faction. Not that there are good guy faction or bad guy factions actually, but as the show starts, the Nothing Corporation is fighting like the space pirates, right? And the space pirates have kidnapped people. So that's when we start the show with the information we have, that's where the show, you know what I mean?
Okay.
So like,
yeah.
When we see a problem in the world, it needs to be represented in a crew that they might have to work with, or in one of the bad guys they might have to like be against.
Yeah, great. Well, so we talked about the show a little bit. Back to the economy of nothing. Thanks for listening, everyone. Like, subscribe, share, and review. Do whatever you got to do. All right. If anyone's listening at this point, good job. Hit the like button. You know, share us to your friends. I know we're awesome. Anyways, not going to talk about Marvel's Fantastic Four review this week. That was just a little bait and switch, but I got you to click. Gremlins 3, Mike. Steven Spielberg said this happening. Do you think Steven Spielberg is starting to feel the effects of inflation to bring back a franchise we don't want or don't need? Probably. That's probably all I have to say on that.
Yeah, I don't have any. I don't really know Gremlins like that. But yeah, man, I don't know. Steven Spielberg, he produces everything, so it kind of means nothing, right?
Yes. This, you know, speaking of Steven Spielberg, I'd like to move on to the next topic because I think we're going to end the show on this next topic because I have a lot to say. And I think you do too. I like the fact that Brendan Fraser is no longer, I don't know if he was ever canceled, but like people didn't like him for a while for some reason. And I thought that was bullshit because Brendan Fraser was always a great actor. I
thought like blacklisted or something. Yeah.
Yeah. Probably for being like too kind, you know?
Yeah. I don't know. I don't think he didn't get like canceled. He wasn't like gone like for like something like that. It was like, but I think it really was like, he kind of just got like the boot from, they were like, you don't open movies anymore or whatever.
Yeah, he wasn't the leading man. But when he was the leading man, he did The Mummy 1, The Mummy 2, The Mummy 3. And since we're going back to a time and era where everyone's afraid to take risk and people will only promote stuff that has original brand loyalty, Brendan Fraser and Rachel Weisz are coming back for The Mummy. Whatever, The Mummy 4 or 5, whatever we're on. But honestly, if there's ever been one that I could get on board with, it's just having Brendan Fraser reprise his role in The Mummy. I like Rachel Weisz too. Great movies. Despite, you know, getting flack for some dumb stuff, I do think they were just funny. I think Brendan Fraser is a funny guy, but like in the way that you wouldn't think he is. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I love Brendan Fraser. He's great in Scrubs. He's great in all those movies. And Bedazzled.
Encino Man.
Before he really got his comeback, I saw him come back a little bit before that. He was in what's that? The Doom Patrol. That show's really weird. I don't really like it, but he's great in that show.
He is great in that show. Yeah.
All I'd say, people are getting tricked. Everyone's getting tricked. This is like the fifth time they're rebooting The Mummy, not that recently. And like the third one of these came out like they already did one where they did a time jump and his like son's like old now. Like that wasn't like
they did. Is there a Mummy 4?
You didn't like
how many
it.
Mummies?
Like,
how many mummies are there?
There's at least 3.
Yeah, I like The Mummy 1 and The Mummy Returns. Yeah.
I'm not counting the Scorpion Kings and stuff. But yeah, so like they already brought them back when they were all like younger and more exciting and stuff. and like you didn't like it. You kind of don't even remember it. Jet Li was in it.
Yeah, I remember that one. Jet Li was in it.
Yeah, like you want a sequel to that movie?
Oh no, it's just gonna be him
from
finding
the
mummy
people
thing.
from the people that brought you Tom Cruise's The Mummy and whatever The Mummy came in between those other The Mummies and Dracula and
Listen,
like, come on, Mike.
First off, the Tom Cruise Mummy movie is not that bad.
Okay, I mean you're allowed to think that. I'm not Mike, I'm not the arbiter of taste. You know, I'm not the Burger King. I just okay, I mean, if you think so, I mean, general audiences don't.
I don't think anybody watched them. I mean, listen, dude. Like,
yeah, that's a problem.
Nostalgia for things. I mean, you're not going to get any new original stuff. This is the best thing you're going to get out of like sequel. Is my point.
I know.
You're gonna have. It's going to feel like something new because it's not going to
work.
Long.
You know, it's not going to work.
See it. It'll work for me for one time.
You're not going to see it. You're going to get a baby. You're going to get a babysitter for your kids and go see this movie. Don't lie to me, Mike. Don't lie to me. You're not going to go see this movie if they make a Mummy 4.
I'm going to rent it.
Okay, that's different, don't you think?
And then we'll do a. You know what?
You don't think that's a different commitment? It's a different amount of money to the studio, I think. Though somehow I feel like it should be more to that. Anyway, it doesn't. It's an odd economics there, but right? Like, if the thing is what's going to get people back into the movie theaters, I don't think it's a sequel to like a 20-year-old movie that has had sequels of diminishing returns since, right? Like, what the fuck? Like, they keep making Jurassic Park movies because it's just like. I don't know. There's always new kids. They're just dinosaur movies for children, I guess. Like they're not like, you know what I mean? This isn't like theatrical. What are we looking for? I guess, Mike. We're looking for like
Mike,
90s action. Mike, you can't. You so Mike, stop. Mike, this is an episode that we put out to people.
Mike, I think my prediction for 2025 is that the movies come back and Brendan Fraser is the reason why. In the Mummy 4 or 5, whichever one it is. That's my prediction.
Guys, you serious question?
Whatever. What?
Do you really think that? And if so, why?
Why? Because we're all exhausted. Yeah. Number one. Number two, there's nothing original. Number three, you need something safe. Brendan Fraser's safe. No, stop. Just let me finish. Number four, Brendan Fraser is a different Brendan Fraser now. Brendan Fraser has won an Academy Award. He did the freaking Whale where he played that fat guy. Like. He's got a lot more range. Rachel Weisz has only got more talented. They're going to bring back the other guys to be like funny stooges and stuff because they're loyal to that. But I think you could actually... I think if you actually could get people to like really want to make a good movie, you could do it with this. Because you're going to go in willing to accept it's going to be a little cheesy and people would walk away very surprised. If that's how it's done. And I think they would. Because why else do it? Why else bring Brendan Fraser back? Why even do the Mummy? Knowing all the facts you just said if they weren't going to try to knock it out the park.
Mike, because of money.
Yeah, I know. But like,
because
they also want to make money. They also want to make money.
No. They don't.
I know. I'm just saying this is like a last good chance that they're going to try to make a good film before like everything's AI. That's my thing. That's all I'm saying.
What I'm saying is think about it for a minute, Mike.
I'm just making a prediction about nothing. All right. It doesn't matter. No, I don't care.
I know. But you're like, why would they do it for all those other reasons, right? Is because like they're burning money, Mike. They're doing it because all the producers and all those people are going to get paid, not because they think it's their last chance to make a good movie.
Probably not. I don't know. I've just been too negative lately. Gotta have some fun in your life, but I'd see the Mummy. I'm hopeful.
You already said you wouldn't see it. You said you'd rent it.
It's fine. Anyways, listeners, thanks for another episode of The Economy of Nothing. Like, subscribe, share, and review. Do whatever you gotta do. We don't have any more topics or anything to talk about. It's gonna be a short one today. All the Patreon members, thank you. See you next week. Maybe we'll have more to talk about. Maybe we do a Fantastic Four review.
Fantastic Four. Watch Fantastic Four. Watch it.
Yeah, and I bring out my laser whip.